Next on the list, we have the undisputed king of the tech stocks, Nvidia, and as we can see, this is quite a hard to find an adjective, but yeah, this is a crazy chart. So I'll break down how you can potentially trade this and sort of where I think interesting levels to get involved may be. So up here I will chart the all-time high. In terms of levels, I think this is somewhat less relevant because we're going to be looking at backtests. However, we've got a very interesting level here. So if I just grab this and make our way under, you can see that this reversal candle was the big impulse up. Outside of that, we don't really have any levels. There's one here, but in all honesty, I think anything down here is probably not particularly relevant. So instead, what I will do is we go onto the weekly, get this off, and you can see had some real drop downs to take some of the liquidity here before moving up. So how would you potentially look for entries on this? Because the way to trade stuff like this is you will try and find patches of volume where you would see a reversal should it come down, but on a weekly perspective we can see the trend is very much up. So I would go on to the daily, since we didn't actually, did we have any weekly levels that were of interest? Not particularly. There's not really any weekly levels. I mean, you currently got one, but that candle's still open, so not one that interests me. So we would go on to the daily. I would go FRVP, and let's have a look. Where does the volume sit on Nvidia? So if we get this across, we can see the point of control is here. So I will make that purple. What else do we have? Let's box it out. So you've got quite a sizable box there. You've got this area here that's interesting. You've got this area, and you have this area here. So in terms of newer price action, we're going to have to zoom in even further. So what I would do is I would go to the 4 hour and I would focus on this up here. So if I go FRVP and we stretch that across there, so where do we, so the immediate one that sticks out is 173. I'll put a line there. So, and then we will box it out. So there's a box there of interest. There's a box here. We've got a box there. A small box there. We have a little wick there. We have that there at 179. And we've got quite a big box here that it's currently sat in. So taking those away, so depending on what time frame you were looking to trade, so this is the 4 hour. If you went down onto the hour, you can see very sort of rangy. We have push up into this upper box, back down, retest of this box. So we can see we are basically just ranging here. So where do I, and I've got that all-time high a little bit too high, so I will move that down onto there. So in terms of where this may move, I think with results on the horizon, we could see a push up and potentially retest this upper region. So if we were to look on something on the hourly around this range, where does the volume sit in this range? We can see that this is an area. if I was to get this horizontal rate. So we've got that as an interesting area. We have here taking the liquidity. There is a little bit here. And aside from that, there's not too much else. So, yeah, difficult one to trade. I think, would I be buying at these heights? Probably not. I think you've got better risk reward elsewhere. But, yeah, certainly some nice ranges to trade if you're that way inclined.